Hey, what's going on, y'all? So a couple of days ago, the NVIDIA Omniverse Audio2Face update finally released, and I'm excited about this one because I saw this like a couple of months ago, and I was like so excited for everyone to see this because they added some pretty cool stuff in here. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and download the 22.1 launch. So you can see right here, you need CPU cores, any RTX GPU would work, 16 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of VRAM, so on and so forth. But I already have it open right now. So they pretty much added a couple of things here on the right side. If you've used Audio2Face before, you're going to notice that we do have a lot more sliders now on the right side. And we also have auto emotion now as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and play this regularly. Just everything as default so you can kind of see what this is doing.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch impressed all, including the French queen, before she heard that symphony again, just as young Arthur wanted.
Okay, and another thing you're going to notice is now we have eyeballs, so we actually have some blinks in there for the neutral, so you'll see that his eye is actually blinking, which again is really nice touch, really nice addition, and actually much needed addition. So now if we play around with the emotion slider now, you're going to see that we have a couple of emotions right here. We have anger, cheekness. What this is actually going to do is actually going to go ahead and try to mimic the emotion that you pick. So say if we want him to be angry a little bit, I can kind of turn this up, all the way up, and then press play.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch impressed all, including the French queen, before she heard that symphony again, just as young Arthur wanted.
This is so cool because you can take the same exact audio file and it's going to generate facial animation for you for free as long as you have an RTX card, which honestly nowadays, if you're a PC gamer, I don't even know who doesn't have an RTX card. So again, if we say set this to fear, and now you're gonna see that his facial animation changes like he's afraid, which is super freaking cool. Again, using the same audio file right here.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch impressed all, including the French queen, before she heard that symphony again, just as young Arthur wanted.
So I know it's not perfect, but to be honest, for base animation, you can take this facial animation and then like I've showed you previously, you can take this in Maya and tweak it further. You can definitely use this as a base mesh facial animation again for free. To be honest, for you to create even the simplest animation like what you're seeing here from scratch, I don't even want to know how long that would take, but now you can legit import an audio file and it can generate some facial animation. Now, what I'm going to do is play around with another option that they added here in the newest version, which is the auto emotion. So what this is all about is if we load in an audio with a different emotion, it's automatically going to go ahead and guess what kind of facial animation it's going to need depending on that audio that you import in here. So we do have some track names in here. Maybe we can just find someone that we can use. So what I'll do is I'll look around here. They did add a couple more samples. So we'll go with anger right here. And what I will do now is I'll just reset everything right here back to 0. And then what I'll do is I will generate, I'm going to go ahead and auto generate on track and then click this. So what that did is actually guess based on the audio what kind of emotion that this person is actually trying to portray. So let's go ahead and press play now. So this is anger. Let's press play.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch impressed all, including the French queen, before she heard that symphony again, just as young Arthur wanted.
This is freaking bananas, man. Like, I still remember very vividly seeing the first 3D baby dancing, like CG baby dancing, and that blew my mind. And I'm seeing this again, and it's so crazy. We have so many freaking cool tools now that we can use, but this is really impressive. The way that it can generate facial animation from emotions coming from an audio. That's just bananas, man. And what I'll do is I'll mess around and see if we can find some joy one. Now what's cool about this is since I already clicked on generate emotion keyframes, it's already going to automatically switch and go ahead and change that expression based on the audio. So I'll go ahead and press play.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch impressed all, including the French queen, before she heard that symphony again, just as young Arthur wanted.
That was kind of creepy there. Let's play this back.
Just as young Arthur wanted.
Oh gosh, that was kind of creepy. It gave me goosebumps. But yeah, that's joy, I guess. That's joy. I wouldn't say that's really joy. But let's go look at pain real quick. And that's again automatically going to create keyframes. And by the way, you can actually tweak these keyframes if you want to. If you want to create more or just edit the ones that are being changed, you can absolutely do that here. It gives you a lot more control, and it's just so fun to play around with it here. So let's go ahead and rewind.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch impressed all, including the French queen, before she heard that symphony again. Just as young Arthur wanted.
Yo, he had a rough dinner. It sounded like he had a rough lunch or a rough dinner. But again, the facial animation, guys. I'm sorry, I am nerding out here because this is just crazy. Again, this is just basically, I'm playing around with this by default because you know what I'm going to do next is try to bring this to a metahuman and see if we can get those crazy good facial animations that you're seeing right here, the wrinkles, you know, the nose going up and this lip folding like this. Because if we can do that, man, that again is groundbreaking. Now, I think they have to update some files or whatever, so it might not work with my traditional tutorial that I made last year. But I was told that they are going to be coming up with another method or updated method on how to use this with the Unreal Engine metahumans. So that's pretty much it. This is the newest version of Audio2Face from NVIDIA Omniverse. That is for free. If you have an RTX GPU, go ahead and play around with it. Again, I am just waiting for NVIDIA to put some photorealistic humans in here because I gotta tell you, I really, really love the path tracing rendering that's coming out of NVIDIA Omniverse. All right, if you all have any questions, let me know, and I'll see y'all later.